Brought to you by Metro PCS.
This is it. Last week of high school football here on UTV 44. Jim Cox and Dan Brennan at the Metro PCS pregame show. We're out here at the West Mobile location, 7335 Airport Boulevard, as we get ready for our matchup tonight. Mobile Christian get another chance to see a school we have not seen on UTV 44 so far, not just this year, but ever. And of course, Mobile Christian on a great run. They've never gone to the semis before, and that's where they're at. Going to take on Gordo. We'll talk all about that. Coach Ronnie Cottrell will be here with us in just a moment. But Dan, we have got to go back. Speaking of semis, 7A only plays 4 rounds in the playoffs. Everybody else plays 5. So we did the semifinal game last week with Central Phoenix City coming down to take on the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets. Just an incredible display of everything that is great about high school football last Friday night.
Yeah, a couple of teams that really went after it, and a Central Phoenix City team that brought the city down with them. Great support from them. I got a chance to catch up with some folks from way back in my Columbus, Georgia days a long time ago. But man, what a team they had, and what a team of really good, highly recruited players. So you could see that it was going to be a game of almost a battle of wills. And Central Phoenix City had some talent, fell behind, but man, they're well coached too, and they got some battering rams and some great receivers and a tough quarterback, and they were able to get right back in that game. And you're starting to think this thing's going to twist their way, because they just looked like they were doing a superior job on the line of scrimmage. Didn't it feel that way in the third period? And McGill, somehow, some way, they just became McGill all over again, and that's all they need to do, because they've got some talent too. And Bubba Thompson was impeccable.
What a great night. And just the swings in that game, and you kind of could feel them coming, and then sometimes you didn't feel them coming, like when McGill took over at the end of the game. But Dan and I, if you didn't see the broadcast, and since it was tape delayed, you may not have had a chance to do that, but we were talking that, you know, we try to get some great information from some people who know the teams that we're going to see, aside from the coaches we're dealing with. And I said there were 3 7A coaches that I talked with that said, on paper, I think each one of them said, I think Central Phoenix City has a better team than McGill. And then it was like, ... But all 3 of them said, but I think McGill finds a way to win this game. And that's what those kids, that's what they did. They did it the week before when they had the big late touchdown with an 85-yard touchdown pass a minute to go. And that's what they did this past Friday night. And I think there was a shockwave in Phoenix City that they came down and lost that game.
Yeah, I think there was too. That is a really talented team, and McGill just was McGill. And the last thing that breaks with McGill, you can physically do some things to them, and you can take some shots and get it done. You might have a trap play that goes a long way. You don't break their will. We don't see teams break their will, and ultimately that advanced McGill-Tulane. That and a great quarterback advanced them to the championship.
It's funny, we were during the game and during the commercial breaks, you know, Dan and I kept sitting there and we were watching the game and seeing how it's going. And Vic Lockett, you know, who knows way more about football than we are, he said, McGill's going to run away with this game. And you and I were like, I don't see it. It's almost like if somebody's going to do that, it might not be McGill at some points. And then pretty soon, you know, there's a minute to go in the game. McGill's up 2 touchdowns and they got the ball. And Vic's kind of like looking at us like, how long before y'all start listening to
Vic is such a gentle giant. He only kindly reminded us that he had it all figured out. But in any event, congratulations. And we're really looking forward to Cottage Hill Road and what we're going to see tonight with Mobile Christian, because we have not seen them yet. But this is a program that had great success in the Independent School League. But this is the best they've ever done with playing against the big boys in AHSAA.
All right, well, we can't wait to see it. Gordo rolling into town tonight to take on Mobile Christian. We'll talk all about that. Coach Ronnie Cottrell is with us here. We're at Metro PCS, 7335 Airport Boulevard is where we are at as we get you ready for the matchup tonight. Semifinals, going to find out who is going to state in 3A tonight here on UTV 44. Semifinals in 3A tonight here on UTV 44. Mobile Christian, that's who we have here with us. The Leopards tonight continuing their great run they've had this season. Head coach Ronnie Cottrell is with us. Troy Young, running back, who we're going to see him running back and starting at safety as well. We'll be calling his name a lot tonight
Troy,
in the field.
He's just in charge of collision. One way or the other, somebody
instigating
say, yeah.
or
So what was that? Right? He's in charge of leaving opponents' days with the ball in his hands, or if, pray tell, you try to run it against them.
All right, Ronnie, so kind of making history right now at Mobile Christian, have not been this far, and just kind of talk about the season. You knew had some talent, had some young men back, but kind of just talk about how this season has progressed to get the Leopards to this point.
We couldn't see this coming, Jim. We knew we were moving to 3A from 2A. We knew we were moving into a very difficult region, but these seniors have willed it. I mean, literally, it's like, every game we go out, I'll call them will takers. They go out and they take the opponent's will, and we just had a phenomenal year. Great group of seniors, though. Great, really a very unselfish football team.
You know, Troy is a team-focused guy, which means that you were mentored very. How early in your life did you become part of Team Focus? That's with Coach Mike Godfrey, trying to mentor and help guide young guys that don't have a dad in the house. And how long ago did that all begin? And what is your relationship with Coach Godfrey today?
I started in 6th grade.
Okay.
They pulled me out of class and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and I said yes. Me and Coach Godfrey, we talk almost daily. He's a pretty cool guy. He got me a part of Mobile Christian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a very cool guy. Yeah.
Well, I was kidding at the 1st and 10, the fact that he guided Troy to Mobile Christian, that tonight they're going to rename the stadium Mike Godfrey Stadium, because who's done more for the school?
That's right.
So anyway.
And you talked about having a great group of seniors, and I mean, I think any team that's still alive at this point, the coach is probably
no doubt
talking about that. I mean, you have to have that senior leadership to get to this point of the season.
You do, but what we have is a collection of playmakers in that group. Troy, you know, he's been dependable for a long time at our school, but Jordan Grady, who plays corner for us and also plays running back and wide receiver. Cam Horn, our quarterback, he moved from linebacker. And then Carter Busby, our captain of our defensive squad. I mean, we just got so many guys that have just upped their game this year to put us in this position. Obviously, we're playing a very difficult team, and the type team you expect to play in semifinals, but I'm really looking forward to seeing our guys play.
Yeah, Gordo will be a challenge, no doubt. They were very impressive with their win over Bayside last week to get into the semifinals. But Troy, you're going to committed to go to Arizona. That's very exciting. But how is your thought process thinking that, boy, I've got just 1, 2. I mean, I've just got a few games left to be a high school football player. Kind of what's that feeling like for you?
I just take it game by game. I try not to think about it. I know I'm gonna miss high school football when it's over. But while I'm playing, my brothers, me and my seniors, we just band together. We just try to go all out every game like it's our last.
Tell me about the experience at Mobile Christian. I got a chance to visit with Ronnie in the office and take the tour and talk to a lot of folks, but it's pretty tightly knit, tightly wound spot right there.
Yes, sir.
It just seems like it's an island unto itself of people who stick it out together and now looks like win together.
Yes, sir. Mobile Christian just seems like a big family. You can call any student, you can call them your brother, your sister. On a football team, we are brothers. We're blood. All the coaches, I can look at them like they're fathers. Mobile Christian is just a great place to be, really.
Was there a time this season when you kind of started getting the feeling that, all right, this might be a special year. Like this might really be one of those special years.
When we beat Bayside, who was the defending 3A runner-up last year, we beat them pretty good at home. But then the next week we played T.R. Miller, and they're a very, very good program. We beat them. I knew we had something very special, but you got to be lucky, Jim. I mean, literally, to be where you are. You look at, there's a lot of great teams that are home right now at every level, and we're very fortunate and blessed to be where we are. We set a goal, the seniors did actually, that they wanted to play 15 weeks. And by George, they've about done it. They have just about done it. So.
Well, it's going to be a great game. We're excited to see it. Gordo, what do you see, defensively, as you look at him from the defensive side of the football and offensive side? I know they've got a big back who really is a bruising, punishing runner that you're going to be having a lot of those collisions with tonight, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. They're a pretty physical team. They like running the ball. Our defense is just going to have to step up and going to have to stop them. We respect this team. They're a pretty good team. Their back is really physical, and we just got to step up our game.
Oh, we can't wait to we can't wait to see it. It's going to be.
And how about the atmosphere we're going to have tonight?
No, it's just we had never done a 3A game before this year. We did Bayside and T.R. Miller, so we saw T.R. Miller, and so we saw that, and it was great to bring that storyline to all of our viewers. So we can't wait to see this one, and I know Mobile Christian is more than excited to have us coming on campus for the game. Coach, stick around here. Troy, great to meet you. We'll see you out there tonight as we get ready. We'll come back, talk more about the matchup, Gordo and Mobile Christian semifinals in 3A tonight here on UTV 44. Our pregame show, we're here at Metro PCS, and we are at the location at West Mobile, 7335 Airport Boulevard. Your Mobile Christian store is at 3766 Airport Boulevard down that way, or 3970 Government Avenue. Dan's going to answer the phone. We'll come back and have more Mobile Christian talk as we get ready for the matchup coming up after this. Semi-final week here on UTV 44. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Carter Busby, linebacker for the Mobile Christian Leopards, and Ronnie Cottrell, head coach of Mobile Christian, with us here. They're taking on Gordo tonight. The winner goes on to Auburn. Again, we'll have to ask Vic to see if we can get him to say that. We try, and we never have much.
Vic Lockett does not like to say the word Auburn.
No, he does not.
Did you know that, Coach?
I didn't, but I know why. So.
He does not. He will get around that any way he possibly.
Yes, he always does.
Any way he possibly can. So the matchup tonight. I had a friend of mine earlier this week whose son played on the Bayside team, and he found out we were doing the game, and he said, "Oh, you've got a good one on your hands." He said, "We've seen Mobile Christian, we've seen Gordo." He said, "You have got a good one on your hands." Speaking of good ones on your hands, talk about defensively your captain, what he has brought to your team and the leadership he's brought so far this season.
Well, Carter is one of those special seniors that has really changed this program, and
I love his hair.
Carter,
I'm loving the hair.
Well,
I'm loving the hair.
He'll have to explain that. But Carter brought he unified our defense. The linebackers are just like four brothers, and but he brings an intensity. He's brought everybody's game up, and of course it doesn't hurt that he makes so many tackles, but he calls our fronts, and he's just like having a coach on the field. He's been a blessing for our program, and really, like I said earlier, he's a special teams guy that just does a great job. He'll be a phenomenal college player, but he's just brought intensity to our defensive team that we really needed.
And you said not going to cut the hair until what?
Until you lose.
Yeah, I'm glad it's long. There's a great reason to have the long hair.
That's a good sign. So talk about what high school football means to you, because I have a feeling I already know what I'm going to see when I see Carter. But give me a little indication of what's going to be going through your mind when you get on the field, and what are you trying to do to your opponent aside from just making the tackle?
First off, I'm going to say I want to give God all the glory, because if it wasn't for him, none of us would be here right now. But I love the game. I played it since I was 4 years old. So, I mean, I want to hurt my opponent, but I want to make sure they get up. But
you just want them to get up slow.
Slow, yeah. And then say, "Oh, I know who number 5 is."
So the matchup here tonight, as you get ready, I mean, obviously semifinal game, big game. We talked about it last week. We saw in the McGill game. We said, hey, UC usually it's the big stars shine brightest on a night like this. I mean, you have to be just so ready for this game to get here.
I cannot wait.
When you look at Gordo, what do you see when you look at them?
They can run the ball, and they're very physical. But I believe we can stop the run, and I believe if we can stop the run, they'll try to throw it deep or those little screens, and I know our DBs will stop it.
So they would rather not throw it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to run it down our throat.
They've scored 55 a game in the playoffs, Ronnie, so they've been running it down everybody's throat.
Yeah, they're a great team, and like I said earlier, they're the type team you'd expect to see in semifinal football, but very well coached, and like like Carter said, they like to run the ball. I mean, they have a code of physicality too. They want to be very physical. It should be a great matchup. We're very proud of our defense. We really are. And what we do believe is that we have got to stop the run. If we can't stop the run, then it's going to be a long night.
Yep. Well, I was going to say, though, offensively, if it did turn into a semi-shootout, which I would be surprised if it was much more than that, you've got some skilled people that can put some points on the board.
We've scored 2. We really have, and we've been a little bit different team. I think, we've played. Our defense has only allowed about 10 points a game, which is one of the top in the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and we've done what it takes to win. We scored enough points, but last week we scored 44 on Oatman, and I think there's a comparable score. I think they beat Oatman 35-12. So I think it's a good matchup, but it's all going to come down to who protects the ball, who creates takeaways, and our defense, including Carter, has been very good at creating takeaways.
And Carter, Coach was just saying how you unified the linebackers. It kind of really brought everybody together. When was that, and kind of what was your feeling like? Hey, how do I make us one back here?
Well, I'm the only senior linebacker we have, so I know they all look up to me, and they all always ask, "What's the call? What's the call?" And I give them the call, and then they're like, "Well, one of my brothers is Ethan Hearn, and he's a really strong kid. He's a sophomore." And I look at him, I give him a blitz. That man's smiling ear to ear. Can't wait to go. He loves it. But
It's like feeding a dog a bone, huh?
Yes, but I want to give my shout out to my D-line. If it wasn't for my D-line, I would make nowhere near as many tackles as I do. I just want to thank them.
Hey, it's that side of the ball. I mean, you got to get everybody. Like you said, if the D line and then you start forcing them to pass, and you got Trey at safety back there, or Troy go back there and get some interceptions. I mean, it is a team effort for sure. So we're excited, and I know we're going to talk about just the atmosphere we're going to see when we come to Mobile Christian on Friday night. Carter, thanks for being here, and I hope you don't get a haircut for 2 more weeks. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Metro PCS, just remember that if you're still trying to figure out the best deal of the season, Metro PCS has you covered. They also have great plans for the family, awesome deals on the latest smartphones, and your family, you can switch and get a new smartphone right here at Metro PCS. When we come back, we will talk more about the atmosphere, and Coach Cottrell doesn't know about the silly questions that we have coming up in the last segment. Stick around, we'll come back. We're about 10 minutes from kickoff between Gordo and Mobile Christian right here in the semifinals in 3A on UTV 44. Our final Metro PCS pregame show here is high school football season about to wrap up, sadly, for us.
Very sad.
I mean,
14 weeks may seem like a long stretch for some folks, or maybe a long stretch without high school football, but boy, it goes by fast because we have the time of our lives on Friday nights, getting a chance to watch these young student athletes from down along the coastline give it everything they've got, and the same is going to happen tonight.
And you know what we love about the playoffs, I'm sure will happen here too. Obviously we have our local teams, but Dan and I always love the fact meeting the coaches from outside of the area, seeing the kids that you read about. We always love the playoffs, special time of the year. Speaking of special time, all right, so I'm just guessing the atmosphere is going to be, you've got to be very happy this game is at home in the semis as opposed to having to go on the road.
No doubt. Lamar Harrison Stadium is a great place to play. It's a great venue. But we expect a huge crowd, and it's going to take a little work for sure to get them all in there.
As you come through the gate, you'll be giving a Mobile Christian Leopard shoehorn to help you get into the seat. But how is the school like? How have you just seen how they've reacted as the success has grown more and more this year?
It's almost created a revival in our school. It's just so exciting. We had a tremendous crowd. Followed our team to Oatman this week, which was just amazing. But again, every time we've kicked that ball off in Lamar Harrison Stadium, we've had a full crowd. And Gordo will bring a huge group. We're the only game in town, actually.
Yep.
So it should be a wonderful night.
You're going to get a bunch of high school football fans who just want to come out and watch a high school football game.
We hope so.
On a,
they're going to see some quality football because we saw Bayside and T.R. Miller. You beat them both pretty handily, and they were good squads. So we're really looking forward to what we see tonight.
Yeah, we're excited. All right, so we do these silly questions throughout the season. Our last set of silly questions.
And it's all for Ronnie.
Yeah. All right. So I'll start with you. Dan Brennan, have you had a fire in your fireplace yet?
No.
No, Coach.
No, sir.
I had one on Sunday. It was, 57 degrees outside, and I had a fire.
Cox, assuming I have a fireplace.
Well, okay, well, might have had a trash can and some old papers in there. Do you collect anything, Coach?
Caps.
Caps.
It appears bills.
You can get rid of those. You can.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right. Last thing you fixed.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I don't remember anything.
That's
so
my
that's
man
a bad,
right there.
That's a bad sign.
I'll keep it at 0, too, because I'm not going to go against my guy.
Well, I'm just going to say that I have spent what would have been 2 hours by a qualified sprinkler system person in the yard fixing. I've spent the last 5 weekends doing
I'm sure.
doing that.
There are pros out there.
Yes. All right, Coach. Live on the beach or in a cabin in the woods?
I think I'd rather live in a cabin in the woods.
I like the view of the beach.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, since Thanksgiving was last night, Coach, would you rather eat a box of dry spaghetti noodles or a cup of uncooked rice?
Oh, man. Uncooked rice.
I think it's so delectable, I would mix them.
Oh, okay. There you go. Would you rather plan a party or attend a party?
I think I would rather plan one tonight.
The coaches, yeah. I can see the, I can see the coach. Might want to
I
have
want to attend that.
the post game. We want to have the
Yes.
post game party. Is there something you can do better than anyone else you know?
No, I'm kind of an underachiever. I think.
Well, no, I'll lob the softball to Dan on this one.
This is my guy. We may be twins.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I can smoke tuna. Like
at
I do
least,
think I
at
can.
least first cousins.
We are so excited. It is the semis tonight. It is Mobile Christian playing host to Gordo. Winner goes on to Auburn to play for the 3A state championship game. Coach, thanks so much. Can't wait to see you up in the